Hey guys, and welcome back to Idleon once again. And today we are in the Colosseum, which is one of the sort of daily mini games here in Idleon. And basically, I complete waves of enemies, and in return, I get prizes at the end based on how far I advance. So it kind of progresses with your character level. As your characters progress, you can get farther and get better rewards from the mini game. So I realized my strategy here is basically I put all of the rounds in. You can hit next round, and I just put all of the rounds in at once. And you can set like 5 rounds to happen at the same time. And then once those 5 rounds are done, then you can set the next 5 rounds to happen. And I should be able to beat, this is the Dewdrop Colosseum, so this is the World 1 Colosseum. There's also a Colosseum in World 2, which I will be doing shortly. I was just getting more comfortable with this one first to understand the mechanics, because the World 2 one costs 2 tickets instead of 1. And I only get 1 ticket per day, or enough for 1 run per day. So I don't want to waste them. I want to make sure I'm actually practicing and trying to improve at my Colosseum runs. So these are just regular monsters that I've fought throughout World 1, and I'm fairly familiar with most of these, and already know which ones I can fight and which ones I can't fight. And this is my first run, my first Colosseum run, and it was not too bad. I end up improving as time goes on, but I was very surprised at how good the resources are that you get, how useful they are. I even got a boss key right there. So that's an Amrock boss key. So I'm going to keep doing this. Definitely going to keep doing Colosseum. And I have more runs to do here because, well, it turned out I hadn't done the keys for a while. So I had some stashed up, as well as some that were in my inventory that I'd claimed but had never used. So I'm going to keep doing it and see where I can get to. Oh, there was the level 40 achievement. I think that's what that said. Level 40 achievement. And I probably could have played this a little more aggressively here. I was still kind of learning which mobs I could take on and couldn't take on together. I was a little afraid I was going to get overwhelmed. And because you only have a limited number of tickets to play this minigame, I didn't want to have my character die. So I was just being very cautious. But you get a lot more score if you're willing to put out the waves all at the same time. And it works well with the warrior because the warrior can do sort of area damage. You know, like he can hit multiple targets. So that can be very useful when you spawn the waves at the same time. But regardless, I was enjoying the Colosseum a lot more than I was expecting initially. It's funny, when I first joined the game, I thought the Colosseum was a PvP thing. I was like, oh, that must be where the PvP goes down. But no, it's just kind of really a mini game. Seems to be my impression of it. And I don't know, it gets a little repetitive, but honestly, the rewards are pretty good. I'm liking the rewards so far. Useful crafting materials. So I'm very happy for that. And also gives me a good idea of like kind of where I stack up in terms of fighting different PvE monsters. So just a lot to appreciate from these runs. And there was number 2. And this is one of the first ways I found to actually get golden food. So if you're looking for golden food, this is a very good source of it, is the Colosseum. I've been routinely getting golden gnome witches from this minigame, which increases your, well, it increases like damage. And golden food doesn't get consumed, so it's very useful in that regard. It usually doesn't heal you though, so it doesn't replace actual food, it just does something different, which is that it boosts damage or critical chance or whatever. It depends on the food that you put in there. Honestly, at the time here, I hadn't really done a whole lot of the tree areas. So the nuts and the walking sticks, I hadn't even really fought them before. So I was a little bit hesitant here to take too many of them at once because I wasn't really sure if I could actually take them since I hadn't fought against them a whole lot. But as time went on, kind of like with the Amarok boss fight, I got more confident in what I could and couldn't do. And yeah, rats, the poops I think I could have dealt with, but the rats were too much. Rats are pretty serious. Like, the defense you need to get them to 0 is like 250 something. It's a solid amount of defense. Like, it's not really a defense level that you're going to have, defense stat you're going to have at this point in the game. So the rats are definitely something you just got to tank with food and have enough defense to kind of hold them off. So yeah, town respawn just allows me to respawn and get my reward. So not too bad of a start here for my first time going through the Colosseum. And more golden food seems to be a good source for golden food, as well as resources such as logs and different types of ore. So I was finding that to be very useful to supplement my other gathering characters. And I kept going through for another run as well, trying to see if I could top my previous score. I was okay with this for the level considering, but yeah, I realized here I couldn't really handle the rats. So the best I could pretty much do was the nuts and the poops. And yes, there are poops in this game for anyone who isn't super familiar. They kind of look like the poop emoji, but they're a mob that lives in the sewers, which makes about sense. So pretty sweet that time. I got a tier 2 upgrade stone for armor, and I also got gems from both chests, which is a pretty solid drop. Although it's only 2 actually, but whatever. Was still pleased. And then I had another run as well. I had a lot of tickets saved up, so I was just collecting my resources. More golden food. That's always a good pickup. The golden food is very nice to have, although a lot of the time I don't use it because I use actual food or potions, but it's still a nice thing to have. And as you can see, I can kind of take the poops a little bit. No, I couldn't really. I ended the round. More golden food. So lots of golden food seems to be a pretty reliable way to get golden food if you don't have golden food in the game. Colosseum is a pretty solid way to get it. And basically the golden food, you can stack it and it'll actually stack. You can use more than one, but it seems to have diminishing returns on its bonuses. So let's check in on my other characters. I've had several hours of AFKing going here. Good gains on my ranger. Trying to get my ranger up to a solid level. And oh, snakeskin inventory bag. Let's go. That's a good one. That's a pretty good pickup. It's now my main character over here in World 2 in the desert, fighting Sandy Potts. And I thought there was something rare there, but it turns out it's actually just a speed potion. But still, nice little loot collection. Nice little loot collection. So what else we got? More gains for my ranger. This character I've been working very hard on for PvE stuff. Not that there's PvP, but I've been working very hard to get their combat level up, and I got Baby Bow card there, which was cool. Now I got some chopping gains, 945 bleach logs for my chopping character. Well, it's a character that will switch back and forth between being a mage and being a chopping character to collect logs as resources. So that's been my game plan for now. It's always really funny because the mining character seems to get trophies, statues for wood cutting for chopping, and then the chopping character seems to get the statues for the mining character, so I have to trade them between them to swap them so that they go on the correct characters. And then my warrior doing a bit of training too. This character usually mines, so honestly they haven't gotten as much training as the other characters do, but I intend to catch them up here at some point. So that's going to probably do it about for this video. So leave a like if you guys enjoy. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.